Howdy, what's good everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On this one we got a little something different than a fishing video. I'm actually gonna give you guys a tour of my autopilot. There are some changes coming to the channel. I am thinking about, well, I'm not thinking, I am going to sell, and it's up for sale if anybody wants to grab it in the Tampa Bay area. I do have my autopilot 120 for sale, and I have something else coming in. But as of right now, I'm looking to getting rid of my autopilot 120. I want to give you guys a tour of how I have it set up. Hopefully I get to inspire somebody else to have some sort of similar setup. One of the reasons why I'm getting rid of it is because I need more room. I don't have a lot of room to, you guys will see how much room I have, but I have ran out of room, been having a lot of back problems and neck problems, so I need something a little bit more comfortable. I'm not saying that the autopilot is not comfortable, but when you're out fishing a tournament for like 8 hours sitting down, you know, it gets a little bit uncomfortable over time. So just wanted something more stable, more comfortable, you know, something bigger. So you guys will see what I have, what is coming in 2 weeks. But right now, I'm just gonna give you guys a tour of my autopilot, everything, how I have it set up, all the accessories that I have put into it just to make it mine and how I like it. Hopefully you guys will, you know, get inspired by this and do something similar to yours. I will be linking everything in the description when it comes to accessories, batteries, motors, anything. So, all right. So we're gonna start from the back and then we're gonna get into it. All right, guys. Starting from the back here, excuse the mess. I'm working on cleaning all this up, but starting off right here, I got the NK300, very fast motor. I do like it. Very, very efficient 36-volt battery. I'm also selling this if you guys are interested in the Tampa Bay area, so just let me know. So this is NK300. We have the battery plug. I do have my Yak Attack black box and the short pack on the top as well, and I also got the little two shorties right here. So I will show you guys. This I mainly use to keep all my tackle. You know, here I have any spare, you know, worms, whatever I have that's just spare, I'll just throw it in here. I also have my controller for my Yak power. I will show you this to you guys here shortly. Moving on, in this one I have a first aid kit. Got a little battery tester and a marker. You know, you always need a marker to mark your identifiers when you're fishing tournaments. And this one, here I will usually have some soft plastics and jig box, or my Plano box for my jigs, and my hooks and my weights will be in here. And then in here, I will have, okay, so if I have the NK300, this is where I keep the battery, 36 volt, 50 amp hour Power Queen battery, gray battery, Bluetooth, I can see it on my phone. Have it connected through here, and then the wire runs through the back. And then I have the plug here, which I just plug into my NK, and that's how I get power to it. When I'm fishing tournaments, I'm only allowed to have one motor. I don't take the NK, I take the Minn Kota autopilot. So this will not be here. I will keep about 3 Plano boxes, 3700s. I also will add 2 of these KVD Plano bags, and all of this holes is all of my soft plastic, all of my, this is all for like flipping, you know, cross, whatever. And then I also have one for life scope, any paddle tails, anything like that. I have one specific for that. This is what usually goes in here. I'm actually very surprised how much this black pack can hold. I actually enjoy it. Here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. This is where I usually put my my net, which the net I have is a Yak Attack net. I don't have it with me right now. It's in my truck outside. This is where the net will go. 9 rods. I can take 9 rods. I don't take 9 rods all the time, so yeah. So let's move on to the next thing. So in here, I have my catch board, and This is actually a 3D printed file that I found online. As you guys can see, it holds the catch board pretty darn good. I actually like this. I have this on my autopilot, and I also have it on my LTE back there for my catch board. It's actually pretty good. You just slide it in there and it won't go nowhere. All right, next item back here is these LEDs that I have on. I will show you guys once I get to the battery portion, all the lights on and everything, but I got 2 button lights here. White LEDs, there's one here, one here. I am also running the Old Town scupper plugs. I really like them. They're not that bad, but it is what it is. All right, so moving on to the middle. Here I have my Minn Kota heading sensor. Love this thing, especially when you're on spot lock. You'll be able to jog, 5 feet forward, backwards, left, right, whatever you need. Here I have my remote or my speed controller for my NK. I just basically mounted it with some more bolts that comes with, and then I just drill it through, and I have not had any problems with it at all whatsoever. This communication wire is actually running through some wire through fittings that I got here. I will show you guys what all these wires are, but it just basically runs through here. I do not like running the wire on the outside, so I run it through here. It goes inside of this, goes through the inside of here, and comes out of here. And I'll just go ahead, take this, and just connect it to the motor. So I don't have a lot of wires outside. I just have it coming out of here. So in here, I don't have really none much. All right, so moving on. This is how I have my battery set up. This is a 30 amp battery that I have for my accessories. And I do like it over here, or I should say that I did have to put it here because before I had it back there, but there was nothing holding it back there. So it has been multiple times where I'm traveling and the battery ends up all the way in the back. Somehow it disconnected. So I just took it out of here, moved it up here. This is actually really nice and I like it how it is. I also have, since this is all for my electronics, this is the wire that goes to my yak power. This is the wire that comes out of it. And I have ran this wire through here. And it also comes out of here. It comes out of here to the front. Let's go ahead and plug this in. Now I got power. All right, so in here, what I did is I 3D printed these blocks here, and right under there is like some foam. So what I did is I cut the foam. There's like a little passage right here. I cut the foam so it doesn't move left and right this way. And then I basically put some marine glue, and I glued this piece on top of the foam. Now this is measure, so it doesn't move this way. It ends right here and it ends all the way in the back. So right now, this thing ain't going nowhere. My GLS-10 for my live scope that I have Velcro to the top of this 3D printed piece, as well as my Yak gadget. All right, moving on, guys. This is where I keep my battery. This is a 100 amp outdoor batteries. And since I'm already in this area here, I'm gonna show you guys how I turn my lights on. So this one is my GLS-10. Let me see if you guys can see some lights. Well, you guys can hear it. There it is. Number 2 is my Minn Kota heading sensor. The bound right here is for my navigation lights. My stern is for the button lights here. I also have 2 more in the front. There's another one right there, and that just lights up this way. So I'll be able to basically see at night. I just basically leave it on when I'm setting up for the most part. I don't use it while I'm out in the water late at night or early in the morning because it blinds me. So actually the M button here is set up for my foot control for my light scope, which for that one, I would 100% recommend you guys watch the video that I'm going to link in the bio description down below. And you guys will see how I built this. And if you ever watch any of my videos, you will see me using this in conjunction with the foot pedals that I made. All right, so moving on. Let me just disconnect this battery since we don't need it anymore. Also out of here, this one here is for my live scope, my actual transducer that I have mounted over there, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But I just have all the wires coming nice and neat through the back. Also the wire coming out of here, there is a wire that controls my foot pedal that gives power to my motor. It also comes out of here. So all of my wires just ran nice and neat through the back. If you pull the seat down, you guys won't even see all the mess with the wire. But back here, I do have some seat risers. I'm sure these are 2.5. I actually made these. I 3D printed these, and I actually like them. They're actually pretty stable. Bring me up a little bit more. Right back here, this is a wilderness seat, I guess, storage for the back. And in here, all I keep is just all of my live scope stuff. In the front right here in the seat, I have a yak pad that's for the back, and there's also one for the bottom here, so it's a 2-piece. But I also have a cushion, Kayak seat cushion. This is actually really nice. I actually like this. Moving on to the front, this is my PDF. This is the one I liked. I used to have a different one, but every time I cast like sideways, for whatever reason, my arm rubbed against the old one, and it would irritate the under bottom part of my arm. So this one here is actually perfect. It doesn't rub on the underside of my arm when I'm side casting. Like when you're side casting, this part here, it used to rub against my my life jacket. So I just went ahead and got this one. This one is actually perfect for me. And all I have in here is a Rogue phone tether. This is actually really nice because there's been times where I'm like, where is my phone? And my phone's just hanging down. And I usually put it in here and put my phone in here. I know a lot of people use the CO2 like very light, but I like to have pockets to keep stuff. Like in here, I keep my battery for my camera when I'm recording, and I have it strapped on my chest. I keep the battery in here. I also have a baba little cutters, and I also have a whistle. I have a whistle in here just in case I need it. Very small. I just keep it up here all the time. You never know when you're gonna need something like that. So that's this right here. All right, moving up to the front. This is also made by Wilderness. This is how I keep my tools in the front. I have a fish grips. In here, I also have scissors that I have in my truck, but I keep some scissors in here just in case. Some pliers that I usually strap it down. This is for my motor, for my live scope that I keep here. I just keep this here. I also keep a little tiny small scale on me and a screwdriver just in case. Also in the front here, I have the Old Town scupper plugs. I have them all over the kayak. I have them in the front, got them in the back, and I got them in the battery one as well. Here I have a Bubba hook remover. This is where it lives. It lives right there. It's been there for a year. It's been traveled with me 3-4 hours, 80 miles per hour. It has never, I've never lost it. It stays there even when I'm traveling. It's not going nowhere. For my electronics, I have a Boondocks center console, and I also have a Garmin 106 SB Ultra 2. This is what I use. When I'm traveling, I usually keep it inside of this case that's, shock proof. You can drop this thing and it's fine. This thing is so expensive that the last thing I want is to drop it and something happens to it. So here I will show you guys how I usually store it. Basically says like this. This is the fish finder. It says like that. And then I just close this. And this is how I travel with it. Because last thing I want is this thing to drop somewhere when I open the door and I'm basically effed up. So that's that. Also here I got this Yak Attack, I guess, paddle holder that I got. I'm basically mounted on my Boondocks, and I disregard the part where I said I keep my net here. I usually do not use this one because my catch board is here. So when I mount something over here, it's gonna hit this here. So I usually don't use this one. So I disregard what I said about my net. My net actually sits right here. This is where it sits. It goes here and it goes to the front. It doesn't interfere with the motor, and the motor doesn't interfere with the net. All right. Here I have this Amazon like gym thing that you can buy. I just keep it, you know, up here. Whenever I need to pull it, it's actually coming clutch because I hate doing this with this. So I just use this. Moving up to the front, I have the Yak Power navigation lights. Very nice. I got the green one on this side and I got the red one on this side. Kayak is sitting on a Harbor Freight trailer. I got this for about 300 bucks on some 12-inch tires in the back that can go up to 80 miles an hour. So I hit 75 in the highway with this thing and no problem. Spare tire right here. This the LTE right here. So moving on to the next side. On this side, I have my Yak Attack camera mount. This is where I keep my camera facing that way. This is what I have here. I have a cable, and I also run an external battery that I keep in a box over here on the side. This is, I'm sure this is Navarre Fishing Rod Holder Delete with track. This is what I used to keep. Again, I'm not gonna go too much into depth on this. If you guys wanna look into it, I will post the video of me showing how I made this and how it works. And also, if you want to look on how it works, I've basically all my fishing videos, I got some sort of live scope action in there. You can actually see me messing with the foot pedals. And this is basically how I turn it on and off. You can control the speed on how fast the motor is gonna move. It'll go left and right. I actually gotta replace the buttons because I pressed on that too hard. Again, the buttons are only 10 bucks, so no biggie on that. Moving on, I got this catch track that's aluminum. It's the shorty one that I just needed to mount this on there to hold this. This is the mount that I made to mount the motor. And again, if you want to look into that, you can, you know, see how I did that. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. I got all my rods right here. One more thing I forgot to mention is that battery right there, that box. I actually 3D printed that as well. Then it has a cap. That way I can just keep it nice away from the, you know, rain. If it rains or anything like that, I can take it off, charge it. You know, I like to use this marine plugs, you know, disconnect it nice and easy, quickly. So you don't have to disconnect it from the terminal. You just plug and play, basically. I love these plugs because they're just plug and play. I got some here. Where else do I got them? I know I got them somewhere else. I just can't remember. Oh, I gotta show you guys. Right here in the front, I have a 20 amp battery. This is specifically just for my fish finder. And I have the plugs here as well. There's actually, let me get some flashlight out because you guys probably can't see. The way the battery sits right there, because it's sitting behind that little lip right there, it is perfect. Battery doesn't move left, right, up, down, whatever. It sits right on the where it needs to be. And this one's actually nice. The way I had to do this one, because this one doesn't fit through this hole. So the way I had to do it is I had to slide it through here with my arm like this. I just freaking swing that thing under the kayak and it slid to like about right here. And then I just put my arm in here and grabbed it. So if I ever need to take this one out, I have to unscrew it, put it here, and I have to push it that way so then I can come to this hole and grab it through here. Like I said, guys, you don't need to be perfect with everything. There's things that can be done. People will tell you you can't get it done because it doesn't fit through the hole, whatever. There's always ways to get things done. Might not be the greatest, but it works. All right, guys, I think that's pretty much it for the overview of my kayak. If you guys got any questions or you guys are interested or how I did something that you guys are looking into or whatever, just let me know. One more thing, this is actually also mounted on a Navarre Fishing with rod delete with tracks. I only have this two. This one I don't use. This one I use to, you know, put my pole when I hook into a fish, put it in here, and then I just deal with the fish here. That's pretty much it, guys. That is my tour of my Autopilot 120 that I'm currently selling. If you guys want to buy in the Tampa Bay area, just, you know, shoot me a DM or something like that. Comment on this video and I will reach out to you. I'm actually getting, I'm not gonna tell you guys what I'm getting, but you guys will see a video of it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't miss anything. If you're seeing something here that I didn't go over, just comment and I will try my best to try to explain it on the comments. That is pretty much it, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully, you know, I inspire somebody, you know, with this setup. I won't have it as long as I would like to. If somebody comes and grab it, you know, it is what it is. But it was a great first kayak. Very happy with how it performed. It still performs great, don't get me wrong, but I'm ready to move into bigger and better things. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next one.